got the first topic, ladies and gentlemen.
Go for it.
BBC. What's that? We also got to talk about. Did you see what's hanging on the front?
Recorded live.
My
at Super
monthly
Training
award
Gym in
is hanging
Sacramento,
right there.
California. This is Mark Bell's
I'm going to talk about that
PowerCast,
too.
sponsored by
Am I loud enough in this
thepowermagazine.com,
beard?
howmuchyoubench.net, and
can hear you.
BSN,
All right.
makers of NO Explode. Look for BSN products at bodybuilding.com. Alongside Silent Mike and Jim McD, here's your host, Mark Bell.
So I was listening to like ESPN radio or some bullshit, some horse shit like that, and they were talking about generation. For those listeners that don't know, our gap here is almost like 10 years, right?
I don't.
Yep. Baby gap.
Are you talking?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you have the wrong mic.
Oh, I got Mark's mic?
Mark doesn't have a mic. Holy shit, we got to stop.
No. This is going to be the best episode yet.
Hold on. Okay, talk.
All right. So I think there's about 10 years in between me and Mark's birth since we blessed the earth. And then I think there's about 10 years between Mark and Jim. So this conversation is going to go great.
Nothing can stand between me and Jim.
So I was listening to ESPN. Can you guys hear me normally? Oh, you got your headphones. So they talked about this generation of fans, meaning like NBA, NFL fans, going towards having no like dedication to a team, but being dedicated and being fans of players. That back in the day, like you grew up, like you're still a Jets fan and they fucking suck, but you're still a Jets fan. Rather than nowadays, you would have been a Tom Brady fan, and whatever team Tom Brady goes to. And this conversation started because Mark's got the Reebok Delta Clippers hat on, and I told him that I'm not a Clippers fan, but
Am I live? Am I live?
yeah, I hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, I'm here.
I just have you switched on here now, which is weird. But
Oh,
all right.
I'm Mark Bell.
Oh, I'm switched on.
yeah, you're
I'm
smelling.
turned-
Switched on, baby.
Can you
Anyway.
be switched off? Yeah, so
Can be.
So that was just that. That was that. And I just wondered.
Anyway, carry on.
What about this though?
We have our mini Stone Cold.
That's
Special
not mini,
guest.
That's
life size.
right
Life
there.
size.
Yeah,
They
he
say
looks-
the camera adds 180 pounds.
he looks great.
Look, he needs some calf raises though. He's got some cankles.
He looks. He's kind of in the robot stance, Mr. Robot Pants stance.
Isn't that
is.
funny? Robot is always in that position.
He's stuck. He's a robot.
God damn.
He's just fixed in that position for some
He
reason.
kind of looks like Popeye. He doesn't even look like Stone Cold. He kind of looks like Popeye.
Well, the facial hair
weird.
looks right, although somewhat darker.
If I sound gay, it's it's because I have a cold.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be your tank top. Look at that tank
Could
top.
be my tank top, my Barbell Brigade tank top that I got free today that I stole from Silent Mike.
Damn it.
Yeah,
This
who-
I stole. I stole everything, my whole wardrobe.
You're so cheap.
Who's not wearing a Barbell Brigade?
He's got a Super
Anything?
Training one.
Yeah, me. I don't. I can get one. I can get
He
any
has
love
his
from Barbell
own,
Brigade.
property of Super Training shirt that he paid for himself.
Yeah, my
I
shit
gifted
was
it to
free, too.
me.
My hat was free.
It's
My
rare
shirt's
for any
free.
of the bums in here to ever wear anything that they paid for.
My
You ever notice
headphones
that?
were free. I'm so cheap. I'm almost like a Bell brother.
Oh my God, Juan's the worst.
Is he the cheapest?
He'll be head to toe.
Just
sometimes.
cheap. I'm cheap too.
Yeah.
Now Juan does actually buy the shirts that I sell.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
There
pretty
you
good.
go.
Yes.
I bought a slingshot for you before I worked for you. That's pretty good. I bet you didn't even know that.
I don't even care.
No. You care. It was probably I was putting food on your table before the slingshot was successful. This was like
But-
3 years ago.
You've been fired like 14 times.
So Jim is the guy I go to when I have to complain and I'm sad and I need things to talk about.
I give Silent Mike a lot of love because he's my favorite super trainer of all time.
So Jim, every 3 weeks, I go into work, Slingshot HQ, I bust my butt.
Every 2 weeks.
No, I go every week, but every 3 weeks this next thing happens. And I put in a hard day's work, my blood, sweat, and tears into the company Slingshot, Super Training products, and I get fired.
Have you ever been kicked off the team?
I've been kicked off the team maybe a handful of times, but I've been fired all the time. And then about a week later, I won Employee of the Month.
There he is.
So here on the table for those of you who are watching
That must
or
be-
listening to the audio version.
That must be better than just a regular Employee of the Month. If you get Employee of the Month and you're not even an employee,
I'm a motivator. You know, what can I say? You know,
You're
fire
a motorboater?
I'm a motorboater. I will motorboat.
There's a little echo in here. It's great because the gym's empty.
Oh my God.
Yeah, our acoustics are a little bit different today.
That's good. Yeah, we can scream and yell and all kinds of shit.
We might be able to actually hear on the phone.
But yeah, for every time you get fired, then you're going to be like, I got to get the job back. You get the job back, and then you got to get employee of the month. You know, by whatever.
Yeah.
It's like being on The Apprentice over and over again, like it was Groundhog Day.
Exactly.
Groundhog Apprentice Day.
I just came back from Reebok. That was a pretty cool trip.
How did
I
you
had
first come there?
Motherfucking Fat Frank driving me around. My limo driver, Fat Frank.
Why was he so sad? There's a picture of him and Burdick.
The sun's just like in his face so bad, and then Burdick smells like shit on top of everything else, so he didn't know which way to turn to vomit, I think. But Fat Frank, you know, in that 30-minute drive gave us like his life story. He's got his own barbecue business. He gave us the 3-2-1 method. He told us all these different methods of barbecuing and stuff. It was amazing.
I thought that was to rival Jim Wendler.
I know. I know.
5-3-1 barbell
Yeah.
and 3-2-1 barbecue.
Yep.
That's great.
The 3-2-1 method. I don't know. 3 hours of smoking it, 3 hours or 2 hours of cooking it, and then 1 hour smoking it again, or some shit like that.
You don't need any cooking tips. That steak you just made me.
Yeah,
holy
that's
shit!
I think it was good.
I think.
Yeah, fuck you, Frank. I hope Frank's out there rolling over in his grave right now.
I didn't want.
Frank's about 400 pounds, by the way.
No, he isn't.
I don't know. He was 3-something. He was at least 350.
Yeah, he looked bigger than Burdick.
I just lost 100 pounds. We were like, hey, congratulations.
You can't be a skinny guy and own a barbecue chain.
No, I wouldn't trust him.
No, you don't know food. Yeah,
he owns the chain, or he drives a car service car,
drives a
or
limo
all
barbecue
those things?
truck.
There was not a barbecue attached to our limousine. There was
because that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. But he has his own barbecue that can cook up to 900 pounds of meat, apparently.
900 pounds of meat.
So he does like catering, I guess you'd say.
Oh, so it'd feed John Anderson for 2 days.
Yeah, just about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got that thing going. That was cool. But visiting Reebok was pretty awesome. It was everybody there was really cool, and we got some cool shit coming out soon. I would show you my shoes, but I can't yet. But they're coming out with a low-top version of the shoe. They're coming out with a mid-top version of the shoe. And we talked about other stuff. Can't talk too much because there's motherfucking copycats out there and shit.
That's weird that we're on a podcast and we have to talk and you can't talk about much.
I know. I
this
can't say
podcast
anything.
sucks.
Yeah. Just a moment of silence, I guess, from Silent Mike. Can you provide that for us?
You're not. Yeah,
that was good. That was good.
Your feet are not on camera, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But your schwang is.
My wang. My wang chung.
Yes.
This podcast sucks.
It's never because we're not following a script.
There's
we'll start over.
News updates. The news updates are that Mark can't tell you guys shit.
This is brought to you by BSN. Wow, yeah.
I forgot what it was. Fuck.
Can we talk about Dick Lickerson?
Yeah, it's about him. I was at dinner with some of the
crowd loves that.
I was at the dinner with some of the Midtown guys, and I'm trying to describe Nickerson to them, and they didn't get it. They had to compare him to somebody. And they pulled out a picture, and I don't know who this guy was. He was a celebrity, and it looked exactly like Dick Lickerson.
Oh, my God.
It's so great.
There's a celebrity running around there that looks like Dick Lickerson.
Yeah, I don't know.
The story would be much stronger if we had any idea who that celebrity was.
No idea. In my head, he kind of looks like Fat Bastard, and Triple H had a baby.
Oh, my God.
Kind of, huh? Huh?
Huh? Not bad.
Oh, you're talking about Nickerson. Okay, I thought you were talking about the celebrity.
No. Dick Lickerson is Fat Bastard.
And
Triple H's child.
Triple H's child. Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah.
If we had robots technology, we can look it up.
Well, my understanding is that Triple H was looking pretty tight last night.
Did he have to fight somebody?
I did not see.
I didn't watch, unfortunately.
You were busy watching Game of Thrones.
But I know that The Undertaker, his streak's been broken.
Yeah.
His underwear streak?
I heard that McMahon has fired Brock Lesnar, and he's pissed and all kinds of stuff.
That's what I heard, too.
I love it.
Sad.
I love the best part, controversy.
The best part is purely a picture. I don't even have to see the whole thing. It's Stone Cold, The Rock, and Mr. Hogan. Not Katie.
Not Katie. Not
Just
Katie's
chugging
dad.
beers. It was so great.
In the ring.
in the motherfucking ring.
Yeah.
Did Hogan like kick the shit out of Cena or some shit?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see any of it.
I don't know what happened.
People will fill us in.
I literally just saw a picture of them chugging beers. It was great. And The Rock,
the wrestling nerds.
Yeah, The Rock posted a picture of himself just on the corner. Yeah. Oh, that's weird, right? But he's jacked.
He's kind of the king of selfies. He's worse than me.
Have you heard the selfie song?
Is there a song?
There's a song, a selfie song.
I gotta be involved.
I thought you were the recorder. I listened to it on the way here. It's terrible. It's the worst song I've ever heard, but it's like a selfie song.
But is it funny, though?
Kind
or is it bad?
It's pretty bad.
It's just bad.
It's not good.
Oh,
it's so, it's just up front, It could have been funnier. We could have did it better.
So anyway.
Okay, back.
Those of you not familiar with Northern California, there's some great wine tasting options out here. And last weekend, I think it was last weekend, I don't know, I got pretty fucking hammered. But last weekend,
you're not really supposed to drink the whole glass of wine.
I didn't care about. I was just going
swig,
right for the whole bottle.
No, wine tasting is one of the most drunks I've ever been in my life. I don't even drink, but they just keep feeding you like little shots of wine all day, all fucking day, and all you eat is like a fucking saltine cracker in between. Actually, gourmet crackers. Am I right? I told you to look out for those crackers.
Well, we had crackers and cheese, and I just ate I took all my cheese. I didn't even eat the crackers. I took all my cheese and just folded it up together and kept making sandwiches of cheese. It's like goat cheese and brie and I don't give a fuck.
You made a cheese sandwich with just cheese?
Oh my God, it was incredible. It was so good.
That sounds terrible.
And the guy across the table was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You got to try this. Take that one, and that one, and blend them together. It's awesome." He tried it. He's like, "Holy crap!" He's like, "That is amazing." He was down for it.
Whatever. Sounds great.
But yeah, we actually went local. We didn't drive too far away, but we were in a limousine. Got seating 10 people or some shit. But it's close quarters, and you end up striking up conversations with different people, and I ended up somehow talking about big giant penises, and I don't know how.
How does that happen?
Yeah, and it's weird because I didn't
really talk. Male or female?
I didn't talk much about poop on this trip, but I did have this same girl. She said, "Have a great weekend and try not to shit your pants." I was like, you know what? That's the most wonderful thing anyone's ever said to me. How come no one's ever said that to me before?
Is that one of Andy's friends?
Try not to shit your pants.
Was it one of Andy's friends or just a random person who
I don't want to say
might be a listener?
She knows.
Something.
Yeah. Oh, she is a listener.
No, she's not.
On some sort of stair stepper listening to this shit.
She listens to us?
You're kidding.
Yeah, she does.
Actually, I'm not. I'm not surprised.
I'm very surprised and happy on the inside.
I'm not surprised.
But she gave me some insight onto different penises, and it was amazing.
What did you learn?
To hear this conversation.
Teach us.
This is going to be shocking news to everybody, but black men, for some reason, have bigger dicks than white guys.
That's what she taught you.
My wife, who is a nurse, will attest to that.
Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah. The nurse excuse.
Yeah,
you mean the
early, My wife was a swimmer, and so she's a...
Yeah.
There's no black guys swimming.
No.
Yeah.
She tricked me with that one.
How did Andy learn that? I heard Andy used to hang out with the Kansas basketball
she was probably
team.
in the basketball locker room. Who knows what she was
doing?
With
Scott Pollard.
Interviewing everybody.
But this isn't the friend of Andy's that we went drinking with a few months ago with Damon.
No.
Okay. Yeah, all right. That's a whole story that
this
we can't
is amazing.
Tell on the podcast.
She's a podcast. It would have been better.
She said,
"May all your shits be tapered. Have a good weekend."
Yeah, I know. Well, she could have said that. She listens to the show. But yeah, she said she was with this black dude. Well, first of all, I was like, I told her the story of Beast. I've told you guys the story of Beast before when I was wrestling and Beast was changing, and somebody was like, "Yo, Beast, why is your dick so big?" And he's like, "I'm fucking black." And then somebody else was like, "Oh yeah, but black guys, they're showers and not growers, and it doesn't get any bigger than that." And he was like, "That's some shit you white guys made up just to feel better about yourselves." But anyway, through many trials and tribulations this young lady had, she can say for sure that they're much larger. But she did run into one that was too big. So there's hope for us. There's hope for us out there. She ran into one. She grabbed my forearm. She said, "I swear to God, it was like this big." And I was like, "Holy shit! What'd you do?" She's like, "I just fucking turned and I ran."
Oh, my God.
She's like, "I ran the fuck out of there." But I don't believe that story. I don't believe that she ran. She
Something
at least
happened.
did something with it. At least
Maybe
put it in her
in
mouth.
the two-hole.
She tried to put it in the mouth, I bet, and then it just didn't. It didn't work.
She found out that her jaw didn't unhinge.
She realized she's not a fucking snake.
Snake.
Yeah, she realized she wasn't a boa constrictor.
You're right, because how awkward they'd be.
Tapped out.
Humans try to avoid awkwardness and fear. Like, she wouldn't just run.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know.
She would have said she heard her phone ringing.
She ended up saying that she was polite about it, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I understand. I get it all the time. I get it all the time."
Yeah. What if she just said, "Hey, it's too big, buddy. This isn't gonna work out."
Yeah.
What would you? That'd be heartbreaking. He's
I
probably embarrassed.
can't even
of it.
tell you how many times I've heard that.
He's probably embarrassed. Of
Maxed out.
Yeah, maxed out. Max effort.
Max effort wiener.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Max effort wank.
Anyway,
Well, back to the
gears.
script.
it's too bad, but you know.
Social media.
Silent Mike and I went over to Caffeine and Kilo's Stomping Grounds.
Dude, we ran that shit.
Warriors Gym with a Z. Warriors.
In Elk Grove.
In Elk Grove with Charlie
Zmora.
Zmore. Oh, the Z's, the double Z's.
Charlie Warriors.
Charlie and Misha, right? Misha?
Yeah.
Is that right? Did I get it right?
Look at you.
Get it right?
You're
You're right?
growing up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
That was great.
That was fun. Just teaching up some deadlifts. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, hung out with the Caffeine and Kilos team for a bit, and then helped one of their classes.
That's this right here, the hat. Everyone's always wondering what the hell that is. We really don't know.
But they make some cool clothes.
They're friends of ours, so we
They
say
make-
thumbs up.
And we saw their
They
stuff
make
all over
caffeine.
the Arnold, which is weird because
Yeah,
there
it's
was.
pretty far from.
starting to spread.
It's just a local group of about 4 dudes. They started up a clothing line. I guess it's probably going to be more clothing, I think,
Lifestyle brand.
than caffeine.
Yeah,
really.
they have a couple coffees out.
They have coffee that's infused with extra caffeine, as if you needed that extra caffeine. But that's what they got.
I got
It's pretty
the
cool stuff.
greatest compliment of my life. I told Jim earlier on Instagram. Someone told me that the reason they're addicted to Endo Rush was because of me.
Endo Rush is fantastic.
Isn't that great?
Well, people should be plugging Endo Rush. This shit's great. It's way better than Endo Explode.
It is.
Both made by BSN.
But yeah, I was just honored. Like, I caused an addiction.
Yeah, that's great.
That's when you know you've made it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you spread it through your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know,
I would
give people
imagine that-
samples, and they'll
I'm
keep
like the
coming
Rick-
back, and they'll buy more.
I'm the Rick motherfucking Rossa Endo Rush.
Ricky Rose.
Hey,
I would imagine that it would feel better though to like make it. Like
Oh.
I don't know what making it feels like, but I would think it would feel better than. Just
I hope so too, because this
Okay.
podcast, we gotta fucking make it. Gotta make it or
do
break it, brother.
something.
So I saw a picture of Rick Rose without sunglasses. Oh my God! Now you know why. And I know why he wears sunglasses all the
It's
time.
pretty clear now.
Does
Yeah.
he have a glass eye?
Well, they're like really puffy eyeballs and like puffy eyelids. Like obviously he's high out of his mind, but you just can't. He can't. He looks so ugly.
I love how
Oh.
high people are on TV sometimes. That's my
Why?
favorite shit.
Why?
I don't know. It's great. They can't. It's hard to deal with regular life.
They can't function.
The same reason why you get loaded up on caffeine. You don't want to deal with reality. You want to be buzzed out of your fucking mind.
Maybe you're right.
Speaking of seeing what people's eyes look like underneath whatever, Captain America 2,
Oh, I heard it's amazing.
you get to see Nick Fury's eye under the patch.
I just beat a Avengers video game the other day.
I don't know
Yeah.
who Nick Fury is. Am I out of the loop?
Yeah, you're
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh. Is he wearing another fucking patch? How many movies is he
Yeah.
going to be in?
Yeah, he has
how
a
many
patch.
movies going to be in where he's wearing a patch?
as Nick Fury, he always wears a patch.
Is this movie number 3 where he's wearing a patch in that
Something
movie
like
with
that.
Bruce Willis, too? What the fuck's that called?
Oh, I don't know.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
I read an article about that the other day saying that was the first like realistic superhero movie, and it gets discounted now because
That's the greatest movie of all time. That movie's fucking awesome.
M. Night
Well, not of all
Shyamalan is
time.
now kind of a joke. It was his second movie. It was right after
Why is he a joke? He made a couple bad ones.
he made a string of bad ones. He made 2 good movies and a bunch of bad movies.
You know who's a real motherfucking
But how do you
joke?
make more than 2 good ones? Because
That's
those
a
are
good
those are like
question.
full bodies of work that take your entire life to make. Like Sylvester Stallone making Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make Rocky 1, Rocky 2?
Rocky
The other
9, 10.
3 and 4 were fucking cool too, which is amazing that he made that many. But how do you be original after that? How does Eminem be original after
Yeah.
his first
That's a
album?
good question.
But even
It's
Rocky 3 and
It ain't
4
easy.
are a little more like culty. Like not
Right.
everybody, you know, like chicks haven't seen Rocky 3 and 4.
You think about directors or writers, more so writers, who have 3 or 4 really good movies. There's probably 3 or 4 in the history of the world that have ever done that.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
Especially if it's not like a
unless
trilogy.
You're talking about Star Wars or something.
Yeah, different story.
That's the whole thing.
That's the thing about Captain America. This second movie is better than the first one.
Yeah,
and
the first one was okay.
And it's better than the Avengers, I think.
The
It's
Avengers was pretty good. My son liked that movie.
Avengers 2 was being filmed in Cleveland when I was there. I might even told this story. But so I'm driving through downtown
Told
in
me,
Cleveland.
but not on
Yeah,
here.
Did they use you?
No, yeah. So I'm driving through downtown
weird.
Cleveland, hitting hella traffic and like dead ends, like fucking roadblocks. I'm getting pissed off. I think I might have been in the car with like my mom, my aunt, and one of my friends, and I'm getting so pissed off that I can't get home because I think there's pizza at home. Either I have to take a shit or there's pizza at home. Something really good's at home that I need to get there for, you know?
Poop or pizza?
Yeah, one of the two.
The 3 Ps.
Yeah, the 3 Pooners. So I'm getting really fucking angry, and my aunt's like, "Oh, it's just a movie being filmed. Like we have to go this way." And I don't know downtown that well, so I just listen to her directions, go home. Then I read the newspaper the next morning, and it's Avengers 2. I was like, well, if I would have known, I would have stopped and fucking hung out and tried out. And I
Jerry Bruckheimer couldn't have given you a fucking quick phone call?
I could have been Captain America.
It's bullshit.
I'm way better looking than that man. I'll
You
beat the
just
shit.
need
And
Then Chris Evans?
no, you mean then the Human Torch? That guy's already a fucking superhero. You can't be two superheroes.
He's too awesome.
That's
As
terrible.
Captain America, though.
That's absolutely terrible.
Terrible.
It's terrible.
It's a fucking great.
God damn, it's terrible. I could have held that shield way better than him.
Fuck that guy.
Oh my God, it's
I'm starting to sweat. What is going on?
It's very hot in here.
We were just pouring rain like 2 days ago. I think the world's coming to an end.
The humidity is fucking up for sure.
I think there's
there's
earthquakes.
weather's different everywhere.
Earthquakes. It's snowing back there. It's hot as shit.
What was
here.
that motherfucker's name? Al Gore?
Al
He
Gore.
was talking about some shit like
he
this.
knew
wasn't
what
he?
was going on. Al Gore, a.k.a. fucking Jesus Christ.
He invented the internet, right? Didn't he invent
Yes.
the internet?
Let's get him on the
And
PowerCast.
then he
People
was-
will make it happen.
Yeah, we got to get talk to Bootsy.
Bootsy knows Al Gore?
They're buddies.
God damn
They
it.
went to college together, I think.
I know
Talk
nobody.
to him, see what's up.
God damn it.
I know what I was going to say. Back to Charlie Zamora's. Remember there was that pregnant chick lifting?
Oh my God, she deadlifted like a monster.
And her boobs were just flapping everywhere. It was amazing. There was milk flying everywhere. It was fantastic. I have some sort of weird attraction with chicks that are pregnant. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're already pregnant and you know that you can't get them any more pregnant. I don't know what it is.
You can't? They're not like
I
dogs.
think I'm losing fans by the second here. But
Yeah, you're disgusting.
People learn how perverse I really am as we move forward here. But
Yeah, you're
I
absolutely.
don't know. It's weird. I look at them and I just want to stare at them. Like she was so cute.
She was,
I mean,
but
she was. She's pregnant. She's like 8 or 9 months
Well,
pregnant.
they move differently.
7, 8
and
months pregnant.
They definitely look differently, and they,
I don't get
know.
any of
She
this.
looked like a power lifter. I think that's what it is.
Maybe so.
She was
little-
fucking smashing weights
A
too.
little bloated. Yeah, she went crazy.
That was great.
She did awesome.
We had a bunch of PRs running through that building.
Actually, they were all PRs
Oh, because they hadn't done it before.
because they haven't done it before.
What did you have them do?
Jim McDonald's been around the block for too long to fall for
It's
anything
not
like
my
that.
first rodeo. know what
We
that
had to do
means.
some
We had to
sumo
do,
triples.
Triples, yeah, sumo.
Okay, yeah.
But there was like good weights too. It's not like, oh, I did 10 pounds PR. Like
Yeah, it was one
some
girl did
290 and she murdered it.
295 for 3. Yeah. Yep, there were some good lifts, and a couple guys did some.
Like 185 or something.
A couple of guys lifted pretty good.
No, yeah, a couple guys got up to 4.
Maybe
Yeah.
450 or so.
Fuck
That one
yeah.
dude.
I saw some video from the NFPL. Am I getting it right?
And
Yeah. Oh, you were looking at the combine,
The
which I
combine,
can't believe
yeah.
that term's not trademarked or something.
Yeah, apparently,
But they have
it's
one in
not.
the NBA too. But
Yeah,
you're
it's-
right. Everybody thinks NFL automatically.
But I was looking at some guys over 40 because obviously they have this rule that you have to have a male and female team member
Right.
over the age of 40, and there were some obviously CrossFit guys, but over 40. Well, they were 40. I didn't see anybody who was a whole. Maybe one guy was 45, but one of the dudes, not a heavy dude, pulled 6.
I think I saw a picture.
Yeah.
What the hell's the NFPL? Is that what it's called? It's National Fitness.
No, NPFL.
NPFL.
National Professional Fitness League.
There you go.
Bada bing.
So it's basically a branch off, or I guess you'd say rip off, which is not a very nice word, but that's what it is. I mean, they even use a lot of the same words and terminology that straight come from CrossFit. So
That's what Jim and I were talking about. Is like
I don't-
a chest to bar is not an exercise. A chest to bar is a
right.
CrossFit movement.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
the
of
question I have is whether or not the things that they have them do in the combine are the same things they're going to be having them do in the
I didn't think
Games,
it would be
regionals,
Yeah,
those kinds
I
of
didn't
things.
think it would be, but on the website they had a mock games or mock race.
Yeah,
because they're
and
calling
it
them
was-
they're not
Right.
events, or I think they're
Racist.
calling them races.
it's becoming racist.
Yeah. No black guys.
Oh, I thought you had to have one at least.
Yeah, one black guy, one guy over 40, one Asian.
You have to have three. You have to have 3 white guys. Would be tough.
Well, the NBA's, they're
I
done.
know.
I just
Although
watched.
I was watching the Final Four. and
Yeah,
the
Wisconsin.
team- they had everybody on the court was white.
Wisconsin, man.
I was like, they lost a bet.
They're keeping it honky.
They lost it, but they lost, right?
Yeah, Kentucky. Well, did they play Kentucky? Kentucky won. I think they fucking smashed them.
Somebody's like, dude, you have enough guys to put 5 white dudes on the court. You won't do it. And he said, fuck you, I'm going to do it.
What if everybody just
And
dropped
they
the hat?
lost.
Yeah, they just dropped the
They
hat like
fucking
white guy
lost.
versus white guy, 1-on-1. Whoever goes fucking wins the championship. That would never happen.
Oh, my God. I can't believe they did that. They lost the game because of that.
So silly.
But anyway, this professional fitness league,
National Pro Fitness League.
it's building momentum. And
Yeah, a lot.
I guess, according to some of the information that's out there, if you participate in if you get selected to be on a team and you play and participate in each game that there is, you can make close to 30 grand. I guess it's like $27,000 or $28,000.
$2,500 each game you compete in,
Yeah.
and a grand for just sitting the bench on the team,
Right.
which obviously is not a MLB contract, but the other thing too,
A huge start. I mean,
Yeah.
and people always say there's so much money in CrossFit, and I think they mean that there's so much money in perhaps
rich white people do CrossFit.
Yeah.
advertising perhaps to
Yeah.
the CrossFitters, or I mean, I don't even know. I don't think there's not a whole lot of people in the country that are getting rich off of having a CrossFit gym.
Well, other than Rich Froning,
Some
who's a
people are-
professional CrossFitter.
Right. Some people are successful in having multiple CrossFit gyms, but that's not no easy ride. Don't
Yeah.
make any mistake about that. That's not.
You're still working.
You're
Yeah.
working your ass off. If you have 2 or 3 CrossFit gyms, you're dying.
Yeah.
I mean, you're working your ass off, and you probably are making some good money. But there's not money in it the way that there's money in this. These people are going to be like flown to the spot they're
Yeah.
going to.
Right.
Imagine the sponsors that come up from it.
When
It
you
could be
do,
like Europe. You could have a slingshot jersey. Like all the European soccer teams have whatever company is their jersey. They don't even have their team name.
If you make it
knows?
to, let's say regionals for CrossFit, no one's really paying for you to get there unless you have your own sponsorship deal,
Right.
separate from anything through CrossFit.
Right.
I'm unaware of what they do at the CrossFit Games, but I'd imagine it's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
How do
probably
you,
fly yourself out to
you don't
LA,
get to the
probably-
yeah, that's crazy.
and you probably compete because I mean that'd be a huge expense. I don't know why. I don't know why you would want to pay that.
Maybe they
Because
give 'em-
everybody would want to be in the games because they're trying so damn hard to get there. I don't think there's really a whole lot of reasons to pay for them, but the sponsors a lot of times will pick it up because CrossFit can be profitable in that way if you're advertising through that and you're getting to the CrossFitians that way.
Yeah, do they maybe give them hotel and food maybe, but you got to find your way there? Or that's
I don't even
interesting.
know that. I mean, the
Yeah.
the Reebok CrossFit athletes are
Yeah.
different because they're sponsored, and they were in the
Right.
same hotel I was in, and so they get their arrangements paid
Right.
for. But other than that, I don't know.
The newest thing I heard or didn't hear, it's been around forever, but I just learned, is that if you win an open, you get money. If you're the top person in an open workout, you get like
Yeah, I
$2
think-
grand.
yeah, I
and then
think
same at
that's-
workouts.
I think they've been doing that for a
Yeah,
little
I think
bit
so
now.
too,
Yeah.
but I just figured that out. And then same at the games, I think if you're top 3, we're fucking meatheads. I
sometimes
watch
there's-
basketball. I don't watch this shit. I don't understand it. But yeah, if you're top 3 in an event at the games, you get a certain payout, 5
Right.
grand, 2 grand,
Right.
or 1 grand or something.
And locally, sometimes they have a little cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which isn't terrible. Yeah, but it's still tiny.
But that comes around to a point. I mean, you say like I don't watch that. And CrossFit is a horrible television event. It's just terrible.
But yeah, we
I
talked
mean,
about that, how they don't
It can
describe
be.
things. Yeah.
It can be. I mean, there's they do the flailing shit up against the wall. I think it's retarded. Like they're doing the handstand push-ups, which is just
just
a
not-
handstand walk is okay. But even that, a lot of dudes are falling and just making themselves look like shit. I realize you're trying to get a well-rounded athlete, and that's going to be hard for those guys to be perfect at everything. and you're trying to make things challenging. I understand all that, but like if you look at the protocol from Strongman, they actually, World's Strongest Man that was on ESPN for years, they go with a totally different protocol where they're trying to make their guys seem like inhuman.
Yeah.
Like this guy's going to lift up this Viking ship and he's going to run X amount of feet with it. This is the equivalent of, 12 refrigerators or something.
A motorcycle on his back.
Full of food. And you're like, oh, shit, man. How the fuck's going to move that,
Yeah, it's very true.
And then the guy, of course, he's a giant and he picks it up and runs with
Well,
it.
he looks like a freak, which is good and bad, I think, for viewers. You and I talk about that, too. As powerlifter, people can't comprehend what a deadlift is. They don't even know what it is. And then they see some guy that's fucking jacked out of his brains. They're like, little Joe Schmo sitting at home is like, I'll never look like the guy ever. I don't care what he can lift.
Right.
Well, and that's the popularity of some of the YouTubers that we talk about all the time.
More relatable.
Campbell Fitness gave us that big shout out on the YouTubes. He has a huge following, but he looks like a more normal dude. He's obviously in great shape. He looks like he's real lean and stuff.
Really, really, really jacked for an average guy.
And he's
tall.
Yeah.
You know.
He's handsome.
Shout out Brandon.
And he's handsome.
At least has the
he uses all our products and he lifts alone.
He's got a huge wanger.
Yeah, he's got a hot girlfriend.
He does have a hot. Did you see
He drives
that?
a hot car. But
He's got a hot girlfriend.
I think he lives in Rhode Island. The king of Rhode Island.
But he's got a Rhode Island 12 or 15 for a girlfriend on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, that's a Sacramento 7.
Yeah. And an LA 4.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, shit, man.
But
shit's rough out here.
But anyway, it seems like they're trying to create something that would work better for spectators who are not like CrossFit addicts and just the general public on television. Something where you can theoretically see the progress, see who's winning, and hopefully, because it's fewer athletes, hopefully you can have something communicated to you about those people's lives, like what do they do in the real world, and
we talk
what drives them to compete, all this stuff that you see in the Olympics that makes you
even
care.
the NBA,
yeah, all the little sad stories.
The human interest stories.
Died.
But even the NBA, they have that because of college, and they have that because they have more time. They know, LeBron James grew up in the hood of Dayton, Ohio, and then he went to Cleveland. And, there's drama behind it because it's an ongoing story. The CrossFit Games pop up out of nowhere on ESPN2, and then they disappear for
it's dozens and dozens of people, and it takes multiple episodes
to get anything
across about like who
the
won.
The other thing, back to the money, is there's no salary cap.
It's all about the money.
There's no fucking salary cap. So I think that's the bare minimum is a $2,500. But if if Mark Cuban, bring up Mark Cuban again in a second. I got a great fucking story about Mark Cuban.
Oh my god.
So but if Mark Cuban goes and buys the San Francisco Fire Breathers or whatever, he could pay Mark $1 million a year, and you could go be their deadlift specialist.
Right.
Mark Cuban, fuck the NPFL. Mark Cuban, I hear, is funding a research study on, I don't know if it's a year or 2 years, on athletes' recovery with HGH.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so he's going to do some kind of HGH study where previous to surgery, they get a dose of HGH, human growth hormones, and hopefully preserve muscle mass and recover faster with it. Which I think a lot of people already know, yeah?
Almost more for it to have like a medical use.
Yes.
That's kind of interesting.
To validate a medical use. I think we
like everything else, right?
we all know someone who might have had some kind of replacement surgeries who may have used something like that along the way and recovered very, very quickly.
It's going to be hard when you try to test athletes, though, because their mind is so forward-thinking. And
maybe it's not pros. I don't know the details.
Yeah, a lot of times they get the nutrition intact and so on. I personally don't think growth hormone does much of anything. I think I think that it's so minute that there's absolutely no reason to test for it in sports. It's not going to, it's certainly not like taking, it's not like smoking crack. Somebody smokes crack or does cocaine and instantly they can go fucking berserk and knock the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, run through a brick wall or something.
It is much more minor than any steroid. I don't even know what to compare it to. I would maybe compare it to like continued supplementation of protein. I know that some people probably think I'm whacked out of my mind, but speaking
there go more followers.
Speaking from experience and speaking from many people that have taken it. It seems to me like the only people that are real proponents of it are bodybuilders who are lean, who are already in pretty good shape. It kind of helps take them to that next.
Yeah, I hear a lot of bodybuilders
level.
talk about it.
But in terms of all the hype surrounding, I just think that's
cost to benefit ratio.
Before,
yeah,
I still know nothing about nothing, being a little white guy. But what I heard before I even got deep into this fitness world is that HGH does have healing effects. Like if you pop a fucking hammy, that maybe it can help you recover faster. I always read that somewhere. I don't know. Could be bullshit. But I think it's cool they're studying it.
I think that's true of IGF-1. Which
maybe
is,
too, yeah.
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
what?
The precursor or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even
Well, I mean, Ray Lewis sprayed it on his tongue.
I think it's true of anything that you inject into an injured area, I think has some. I mean, there's like prolotherapy. I mean, you can inject almost anything. People even inject saline solution, which is just salt water.
Yeah, to flush shit out.
And it's to kind of like irritate the area, and then you get their body's more attracted to that area. I don't know how it all fucking works, but people do stuff like that to even try to heal stuff up. But it's great that someone's doing a fucking study on it.
Great, right?
Once, I mean, you don't see enough of that. People don't study stuff enough.
Well, it's smart on Mark Cuban's part. Maybe not politically, but say it works, and then he could fucking give Dirk Nowitzki some HGH, and his best player that he invested millions in isn't going to get injured anymore.
Now,
you win more games, you make more money.
My question you may not have an answer to is...
I probably don't.
Yeah, he probably is not doing it, not funding it in the United States, I would imagine.
I have no idea.
I think my guess
Google
is that... Yeah, my guess is that it might be hard to get it funded in the United States.
I was going to ask, like some tests and stuff is like testosterone is legal, right? But from prescriptions and shit.
Right.
Like TRT and stuff, but
it's
HGH
all legal if it's prescribed.
Okay, HGH is too? I mean, like crack can't be prescribed.
No, but the crack's not a performance enhancing drug.
Well, like I just said, if I smoke crack, I might run through this fucking wall.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't like the Japanese that fucking got all on.
Lawrence Taylor played his whole career on it.
Yeah, the other thing is baseball, isn't it? Isn't baseball a lot of guys take fucking like
some crank?
No,
the greenies, the green pills.
Yeah, like some weird shit.
And shit.
That's one of the things they started testing for. That's one of the things that they
amphetamines or something
that the Players Association held out for the longest, because it's a long season. There's not a lot of sleep going on. There's a whole lot of travel going on.
They're dying.
And some of those games run really long, like 3 or 4 hour games sometimes. And like, how do you get up the next day? I mean, it's just challenging because you're standing out there. And you're anticipating all the time.
Just traveling. Traveling kills.
Yeah.
Whatever. Drugs are dumb.
Say no to drugs?
Yes to hugs.
Our boy Drew looks like he's eligible for the draft for
all our people. We got the most eligible team ever.
Pro Fitness League.
Miss Beaver.
Yeah, Ashley Beaver.
Yeah. She qualified as well, I believe.
I don't even know what that means.
I just qualified for the draft.
That
I don't
means
know
like
what it
you
means
just passed
either.
the first round of testing, yeah?
I think so.
I think in my head...
A lot of people are scared to jump into this league, though, because they think the hammer's going to come down from CrossFit at any moment. I think currently the stance is just that they don't have a stance on it. They don't have any position on it.
Yeah, but you never know, right? But the point is, if enough of the good athletes in CrossFit go to this league, then who cares what CrossFit says? You build this new league up, the money potential is going to be higher. One guy gets $250,000 for winning the games. Everybody... At least one of the owners, I think it was on a different podcast, said, let's not mention them. They said that he hopes it'll be 6-figure salaries by next year.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they'll all say, fuck CrossFit and hop in this other league. 6 figures for just...
Well, there's just a lot of money rolling around in this new league.
Do you think that's because of owners? I don't even know who they are. I don't know all this business shit.
I don't know who all the owners are.
I think they got it... They got TV involved first.
That's what I hear is there's
Tony
TV
Budding's
connections.
heading it up. I don't know all the details, but I would imagine that he at least lined up some prelim conversations with some of these companies to try to get it on TV. And CrossFit in the beginning was pretty against, doing any sort of documentary. I think they still kind of are weird about some of that stuff. That's why you really haven't never seen one. They don't have it. There's no document. There should be a documentary of some sort on Greg Glassman, because he's the embodiment of the American dream. He had
not by his figure.
Not by his figure. Well, by his figure. By his figure. He looks like your average American.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
right?
true.
Why doesn't he do CrossFit?
I don't know. It's a good.
Why doesn't he eat paleo?
Really good question. But
We need to bring him to Super Train and get him jacked and tan.
But I guess some of his original concept was to create athletes that were going to be able to branch out of CrossFit and be good at life and be good at other things. So this would be another thing for them to be good at.
It's true.
Yeah, it's sort of a validation in some ways.
It is,
I
yeah.
guess, you know.
Yeah.
But it does beg the question too: is like, what could powerlifting do to make itself more, average Joe on the street?
Absolutely
friendly?
nothing.
And I think the answer is probably nothing. But it's definitely nothing if everybody is stuck with the format that we currently have.
What about drug testing?
The format that we currently have is bad. Drug testing, I don't know. I don't think that.
I heard that NPFL is going to drug test.
Yeah,
I don't think that
we also
changes
hear
anything.
CrossFit, and that
I don't think
raises
that changes
eyebrows.
anything one way or another. A lot of times things get popular, and then people cry about drug testing later on. That's what happened with CrossFit. That's what happened with some MMA organizations, UFC being one of them.
Allowing TRT in certain states or
I
something
don't know.
weird.
I don't know how big of a thing that is. I guess you might have a really good point because the IPF is the biggest federation that there is, the biggest organization that there is in powerlifting. It's the only powerlifting organization that has any sort of money behind it.
And that's raw and natural, right?
And it's drug tested. And at the very least, even those competitors hitting huge weights and guys get busted here and there or whatever. But I guess at the very least you could say those guys use a lot less than what other guys might use.
Yeah.
I think that's what people
and
talk
many of them are probably steered away from.
Yeah.
The other thing is what you end up with too is you end up with a little bit cleaner and a little bit better look a lot of times. Obviously the men might be maybe bigger and leaner on versus off. But the ladies, they
obviously.
don't, they don't get augmented.
That's what they say about CrossFit. Yeah, it's like maybe these guys are on stuff, but they're on lower doses than obviously Ronnie Coleman was.
Yeah, after just rubbing elbows with a lot of these CrossFitters, I know that people want to swear up and down that they're on shit. I really don't think there's a whole lot there. I think people are trying to dig up dirt.
Well, the people who are at the top of CrossFit are genetically gifted for what they're doing.
That's what I was going to bring up.
And their physiques are reflective of that.
So in NFL, I don't think a lot of people think Adrian Peterson is on stuff. What we'll say is he's a genetic freak. He is just a mutant. Do you think CrossFit's at the point already that they found their genetic freaks?
Well,
I do.
Yeah. I actually think that CrossFit it'll be 30 years before there's another Rich Froning. That guy's on a whole nother planet when it comes to.
Yeah, so you think they found him?
He almost won 3 years in a row. I think he won 2 years in a row, right?
I have no clue. Yeah, and then this is going for 3. I think he won 3, didn't he?
Well, maybe.
I don't know. It's
he
all
couldn't
silly.
do a rope climb at one of them, and so
Yeah.
he came in second.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Fuck that! I'll rope climb." And
His last year, right? Last year's individual.
That's what I think he openly said.
my
That's probably because
understanding.
he's going to the NFPL.
So he
possibly. Who knows? I mean,
yeah, he's won 2 years in a row, and almost 3.
the dates aren't supposed to conflict, so theoretically these things can coexist. The worst idea would be to put them head to head,
Right.
and make people choose.
I do think that if powerlifting was more direct competition, that it would probably work a little bit better.
We've always talked about a deadlift ladder and how cool that would be to watch.
Yeah, deadlift ladder or 50-pound jumps or something to that extent. I don't know exactly. You'd have to sit down and try to figure out the math and how long things would take and that sort of thing.
That's the other thing that's
how many
popular about
attempts
this.
people would do.
This is one weekend, 2 hours. You sit down and you watch it like you're watching a football game. Whereas the games, especially how they show it on TV,
It's
in
long.
person it's all day,
It's
damn day,
long.
3 days. And in TV, they put it out of order. You don't know what event was when. You don't know if
Right.
they had 10 minutes break or 3 days break. Like, you don't get it.
One of the best formats ever in the history of sports, I think, in educating people. I mean, it's taken football decades and decades and decades. Now people finally understand, like, 4th and 1, these guys got to dig deep and they got to get that first down, otherwise it's the other team's ball. Yeah. Like a lot of girls watching who don't always watch, they even understand that.
Right.
Girls will never understand the kicking game, but that's another story for another day. For some reason, that confuses the fuck out of them. But with UFC has done a great job.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan has been behind that from day one.
I don't know if UFC would be what it is had it not been for somebody who was able to describe it the way.
Well, because people want to sit there and they want to yawn and they want to be like, boring, the second that the guys start grappling, or this shit's gay, the guy's grabbing the other guy's butt.
Well, it's so much more complicated than boxing. I personally think boxing is boring, but that's also because of the era.
But MMA now, when there's an exchange on the ground, the crowd goes crazy.
Right.
Where there's no punch thrown.
Yeah.
Nobody does any damage to anybody. A guy attempts one move, the guy gets out of another, and the guy ends up getting the other guy in the other move, and they both stand up, and nobody's touched anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's harmed anybody, and the crowd gets all fired up.
Right.
And so they've done a great job
skill.
In educating people. Hopefully, this new fitness league can do something similar.
A thing that we all encountered a couple months back when we were running the strength event at the Sacktown Throwdown was we processed something like 1,600 lifts in maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Because we had one judge.
Right.
People were in line.
Two attempts.
For the most part, we went straight through, on loading the bar progressively as opposed to using a round system. For the most part, I mean, there were some, misses along the way that caused us to recycle a little bit. But that's a lot. It's still a strength event. It's still powerlifting. It's just not. It's not conventional powerlifting.
No time to break. It was just kind of fucking whipping through. That was like we almost ran a bench press ladder without even wanting to.
Pretty much.
You get, I love traditional powerlifting. I love full powerlifting meets, and a lot of times when you hear about someone being strong, I'm like, why hasn't that fucking guy ever done a meet? But at the same time, having the format changed up a little bit could really make it more appealing to the masses. And also having a faster pace might make it so that the athletes are leaner and in better shape, again, making it even more attractive to people from the outside.
We mentioned why maybe Raw is becoming more popular because the guys do look better and they are.
Yeah,
leaner.
A lot of times.
So you take that one more step. You take more steps you take away from strength and towards conditioning, the more skinnier, better looking. I mean, look, the very top level is what? Probably powerlifting. The huge, massive, whatever. Or I guess strongman.
Right.
Huge, massive. Powerlifting. Huge, massive. Then you go into Olympic lifting, I guess, and you get some big dudes. Then you get into CrossFit where they're jacked. Then you get into football, and then you get into basketball, and then you end up on marathon on the other end where they're not lifting shit but their own body weight. And that's the scale of athletics.
Even if you just had like a photo like on the internet of 3 CrossFitters standing next to each other with their shirt off versus
why do their shirts got to be off?
They're always off because they're fucking
always
ripped.
off. They're always off.
But next to 3 powerlifters who have their shirt off, and you look at the picture from far away, what are people going to click on? They're going to click on the picture of the guys all jacked,
Me? Am I in the picture?
No.
Oh.
Probably not. Anyway, speaking of jack guys, shall we talk to Drew?
Jacked and tan.
Spend a few minutes talking to Drew from the athlete's perspective. All right,
we're going to explode.
We're back. We had a technical issue, but we're back.
Jim had to take a dump. That's the technical problem.
If we had commercials, there would have been one right then.
Yeah, advertisements up for sale.
Yeah, and if you'd like to put a commercial on this program.
Any good poop stories, anybody?
I have one, kinda. I'm older than both of you guys, which we established earlier.
You were supposed to tell me about that. You told me to remind you about something to say on the podcast. Fuck.
About poop?
I think so. You texted me Friday. You said, remind me to talk about this.
Well, this is an important public service message. So while you're thinking of that, let me just add this in. I'm not a person who likes to eat beets, and now I know why.
Dre beets?
No. The whatever it's a.
I got you. It's a motherfucking vegetable.
It's a vegetable. Whatever. They go in the ground. They taste like dirt. I'm not a fan, but my wife is a big fan, and we had some in the salad about a week and a half ago. And the next time I took a crap, I thought I was bleeding internally.
Oh, my God. I love that.
Pink. There was like pink. Like, that's the fucking fresh blood, my God. And then I went, no, it's too pink.
Must have been the beets.
It's beets. They go straight through, and they don't lose any color.
That's kind of like when I put extra Gold Bond baby powder on my nuts one time and it turned into paste. I thought I had something wrong with my dick.
One time? You mean every time? Gold Bond always turns into paste.
Yeah, well, I only did it one time, and I was like, oh, my God.
It's terrible.
You got to get the extra medicated for the extra effect.
All right. Shall we give this a shot?
Should we make an announcement?
Announce what?
I heard we're going on tour, you and I.
We are going on tour. We can talk about that later.
All right.
Let's talk to Drew Canavero.
I have
Canavero.
another guest. Can I bring him in?
How do you say?
Or is that
his
going to
name?
be later too? I have a special
We'll
guest.
do that later.
Okay. I have a
not
special friend too.
When will then be?
He's
now?
not going anywhere.
Yeah, but I gotta go somewhere. I gotta teach that big ass jacked guy how to lift.
Where, here?
Yeah, right behind you. Hello. Hello.
Little gay Drew. Hello. What are you
He's
wearing?
big timing us. He
What
made
are
the
you-
combine and now he's big timing us.
What are you wearing, Drew?
This is Drew. Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.
All right, that's the
right.
first time.
Hello, Drew. This is Mark Bell's PowerCast, and we love you and we hate you, and we're wondering why you're so short and where you're at.
Bye.
Anyway, he was a B or C, maybe
Yeah.
even a double D list.
He was a double D-list celebrity.
We have an A-list celebrity right here in the hizzy. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you viewing on the YouTubes, if you're not watching on the YouTubes, you're going to want to get involved with it. We have in-house here today Dick Lickerson.
Put your hands together, ladies.
Lickerson. Here he comes, waddling in, all 240 pounds of him.
If you chopped off his legs,
Yeah, so you're not counting his
How
legs.
much are you weighing, Mr. Licker?
Do you want me to make sure they can see my feet right now, just so we can get an accurate
I
assessment?
don't know if anybody wants to see your
Hold on just a sec. Can you just speak normally instead of like trying to come at me with that deep voice?
yeah,
Do you want me to put down the?
Okay, let's try this. Can you try to like just?
a little known fact of
Are
the,
you Mr. BSN? Oh my God.
I think so. Right now, I'm a svelte 345 pounds.
a
Now
little known
that is fucking handsome.
a little known fact about Dick Lickerson is he is the voice of movie previews.
Oh my God.
Summer.
in a town.
Sunday.
In a
Can
city.
give us 3 or 4 Sundays in a
In a
row.
place.
Sunday. This event will be broadcasted live Monster Truck Arena.
Oh my God, that was fucking incredible.
Little do people know.
You just blew a couple people's faces.
Yeah,
off.
he just blew my Dre beats out. Oh, look at him. He took a squat.
So I posted up on the Instagrams at Mark Smelly Bell, by the way. Follow me on the Instagrams. I posted on Instagram a couple of pictures of some of their shit in the gym. And I posted up. Oh, we'll have to get to this later.
Stay tuned.
Oh my God, is this Drew?
This is.
What's up, Drew?
Hey, what's up, my man?
Hey, is this the PowerCast right now?
You're live.
This is the PowerCast,
you're-
Power Blast, blow it out your ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Put that in your
That's pretty
pipe
awesome.
and smoke it.
No, we're actually live.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
oh yeah.
It
Oh,
doesn't
we're
get-
live.
It doesn't get Mo liver.
Anyway,
you guys should feel honored because I paused Mitch Hedberg on Spotify to return this phone call.
oh my God. Poor Mitch.
So that's how much I like you guys.
Hey now.
He's dead. He'll never
Yeah.
know.
Oh, you killed him.
He's dead.
Perfect.
Mitch is dead.
Mitch is dead.
Poor Mitch. He's rolling over in his grave. Anyway, let's talk about something more important. So you were down there at this Pro Fitness League thingy. Why don't you tell us about how some of that went?
It went pretty well. We're actually in the beautiful Eastern Sierras right now. I'm
Oh,
rocking
wow.
that extended coverage. That 3G for me. Near Bishop. No, it was a successful weekend. Friday, got to see a lot of the ladies go, and they put up some impressive numbers, including our own Ashley Beaver. That's not for the listening audience. That's not a derogatory reference.
No, it's actually just her name.
How
A
do you
stripper name.
Say Ashley Beaver with a straight face.
I don't know. That's why I call it Beebs. I screamed
Call
that.
it
I screamed
Beebs.
that this weekend, and people thought I was like, why don't you just like pejorative term better? It was like, hey, vagina. No, I wasn't.
Yeah. Use your beaver. Use your beaver. That's pretty awesome.
A lot of girls look back, No, but Saturday it was a different type of yardstick. I'll be honest with you. I'm used to being the strongest guy in any type of. I guess the PC term now is functional fit event.
Oh,
So there were,
I smell what you're cooking.
there were a lot of good functional fitters there.
Functional
Fitty,
fitters. Functional fittians, we can call them.
And there's some obscenely strong guys. Still managed to front squat pretty well. Snatch and cleans did not go as well as they have in the past, but I'd had some conversations with some of the franchise ownership beforehand who seemed to know who I was, presumably because of my contribution to the PowerCast.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wait a second. No, they didn't know that beforehand. It was probably the internet. Just the internet, I think. But the Kate was able to kind of rebound for the second day, and they're calling them races. Again, functional fitness races.
What do you think of functional fatness?
What's up?
What do you think if I started up a league for functional fatness?
It's like an eating league.
Functional fatness?
Functional fatness. Take the fattest guys in the world and have them battle it out in various events, and people can watch and laugh.
Well, I've maintained this since the beginning that I have reservations about calling it a sport or a legitimate sport unless there are eating and drinking challenges involved.
Oh, I see.
Because
I
it's
would
an
have.
open source platform. I mean, you throw in, like a beer chug or an ice cream or just a pure mayonnaise challenge.
An anal chug, even.
The beginning, middle, or end of a workout, that's a game changer. I want to see what your intestinal fortitude is like, in addition to your, I can fucking do camera pull-ups really well. That's good. Eat like a man, you can't live like one.
So how did it feel different than a CrossFit TM Circle R type competition?
What I heard a banging noise, and then
That was Dick Lickerson.
repeat the question and speak into the microphone.
I am speaking into the microphone, but can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So my question is this: how did it feel different, especially the yesterday, the actual team races? How did that feel different than a CrossFit competition?
It was very familiar in the sense that the movements and structure and time domains were something very familiar that, to all CrossFitters. The difference is that we were essentially assigned groups, and then they rotated coaches. So we had a coach representing one franchise in the morning, and then we had a coach representing a different franchise in the afternoon. And so we were essentially just kind of thrown in with people whom we hadn't really, a lot of us, I hadn't met until the day prior, and that was kind of their crucible, as it were, just to kind of see how, strangers can interact and devise strategies and compete well with one another. I think their purposes were twofold. They were one, trying to get a sense of how feasible from a logistics standpoint and how spectator friendly a lot of these workouts were, and then also just kind of assess, athletes in themselves, do their numbers, do their raw numbers translate into a team format? Because you have a lot of phenomenal athletes. Of those 48 men and 48 women, 24 men, 24 women didn't make that cut. Who in themselves are just really, really impressive athletes, but maybe didn't vibe well with their teammates.
They were assholes.
So it was pretty different in that respect. You look at CrossFit competition, especially the team events. You're looking at people who have trained with one another day in, day out for months and even years, and then to see that kind of change dramatically, where we had, it was basically like the real world road rules challenge, just with less incest.
Huh.
Cool. Well,
I don't know if that's more or less exciting.
This new league sounds like it's posing a threat to CrossFit. What do you think about it posing a threat to CrossFit, and what do you think about its legitimacy?
I was actually talking to my co-pilot Matt about this earlier this morning. Say hi, Matt. Hello, Mark.
What's going on, Matt?
Yeah.
You got that $20 you owe me, motherfucker? Matt? Put Mac back at Matt. Where are you at, Matt?
How's it going?
Matt, you got that $20 you owe me, dude?
I don't know what you just said.
Oh, of course you don't know what I just said. You have that $20 that you owe me, Matt?
Well, fucking hand jobs, man. Pineapples. I don't know. I'm deaf. He's deaf. He's actually deaf in that ear. So
Yeah.
I'll translate.
Well, Dick Lickerson's deaf and fat. Join the club. Anyway, yeah, what do you think about the legitimacy of this new league that's starting up?
Yeah, well, my attitude's kind of evolved. Really, none of us knew what to expect going into it. When it was first announced by us, it was something like, well, that's kind of a novel idea, but you have this CrossFit kind of this monolith in terms of, that is professional fitness society. That's that market. But prior to the LA Combine, there's a lot of attention around a lot of these franchises are signing some really, really big names. Like you're having marquee CrossFit athletes who more or less kind of comprise that upper echelon of CrossFit athletes who are being induced, whether monetarily or for other reasons, to actually sign with what is essentially kind of a rival league, which I think definitely signals, to myself as an athlete and to other people that this is going to be something that has a high quality of competition, and I think it can potentially be one of those kind of paradigm shifting type developments. You have CrossFit that's able. You look at the CrossFit Games. I mean, the CrossFit Games for this year sold out about a week after the CrossFit Games did last year. You've had these hugely successful college industry that popped up around CrossFit to cater to CrossFitters, and you have athletes like myself who pour thousands of hours and thousands of dollars into preparing for regionals in the CrossFit Games, which doesn't have much prospect of monetary compensation. But
Right. Yeah, good point.
CrossFit's been able to draw tens of thousands of people to the Home Depot or StubHub Center now every year. I think now you have the prospect of an extended season where the caliber of competition, because that used to be the only place you could see that caliber of athlete, those caliber of athletes in the same place was the CrossFit Games. And now you have the second fittest woman on the planet signing with the LA Reign. You have Annie Thorisdottir, two-time reigning women's games champ, signing with New York. Tommy Hackenbruck recently just signed with the LA Reign. Akinwale, Kenny Leverage, Phoenix has signed Nate Schrader, Marcus Philly. So you're seeing not just also-rans or people who were, you're seeing marquee games athletes signing with these franchises, and so that's kind of the caliber and quality and competition at these races at events, which are going to be not just in LA one weekend of the year, but are going weekly or bi-weekly at locations throughout the country. There's 5 right now, and they're fairly confident they're going to have 8 franchises by the end of the summer.
Are you personally concerned about any sort of backlash in being able to do both? It's to Tony Buddy's Don't
credit,
be all
he was
PC and shit on me.
Yeah, Tony was very, very, very politic the entire weekend. To quote Stephen A. Smith from First Take, he didn't cast aspersions on anybody at CrossFit. He actually had nothing but really positive things to say about them. His decision to start this league was kind of an organic one. I get the sense that he wanted something along these lines to evolve within CrossFit, but realized that he had to, had to leave HQ in order to kind of bring this idea to fruition. In terms of reprisal, I mean, I don't know how. If this were like the D League of CrossFit, if this was just minor league status athletes, then I think there would be a higher chance of reprisal. But the fact is, you have athletes that are still relevant. You have athletes that are still at the respective top of CrossFit as a sport who are signing with franchises. So how does CrossFit, how do they go on this campaign of retribution without alienating these athletes and alienating their respective fan bases? That's why I think it could be a paradigm-shifting type thing, because at this point, it may be one of those things where CrossFit has to now collaborate with the NPFL in order to make sure that both brands, that both companies continue to grow. Because I don't think a bidding war is an advisable one.
Was there any mention of male cheerleaders? Me and Mark want to get involved, but we're not quite fit enough.
Hey, now.
Is there any mention of male cheerleaders?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not fit enough to be on a team, but I want to get involved.
You want to get involved?
Yeah. Sign me as a cheerleader, please.
Where do you see Mark on a cheer squad? What's his role?
On the top.
That's not what I hear.
On the top.
Hey, now.
And I know you're no stranger to the power bottom position.
Oh,
so
hell
it seems
yeah!
like it's a good transition into that.
So Drew, where do you stand right now? You're in the draft, right? So when the teams draft,
what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean? What are the chances that you end up on a team?
At this point, from my understanding, is that so they're doing 3 more of these combines in the upcoming weeks in Dallas, Atlanta, and Boston. And there will be, so the qualifiers from each of those combines, including our own, will then perform or compete at the final combine in June.
Okay.
But from what I understand, that no additional cuts will be made from them. It's just one more opportunity for the franchise to assess kind of the pool of athletes. And at the end of that weekend in June, whenever it may be, we're essentially eligible for a draft. And then each franchise, from my understanding, has the chance to sign up to 8 athletes, which LA has already done. And then they have to draft an additional 5 men and 5 women from those eligible pool of athletes.
Okay.
So a majority will be taken in the draft. Some will be then taken as kind of reserve picks. Who's going to be a Mr. Irrelevant? Mr. and Mrs. Irrelevant of the inaugural NFL draft? I wonder. It'll probably be me now. Yeah, at this point, I think it's no. I hesitate to say because I don't quite know the entire process.
Right.
But I think soon after that combine, I'll be eligible for a draft, and maybe hopefully something good happens.
So are they trying to
professional exerciser?
Are the regional teams trying to pick athletes from that are actually located in their geography, or is it just a melting pot and you can pick, you could get picked by New York or something?
I really don't know how this changes the calculus of regional teams. I don't know how fluid the boundaries between participation in CrossFit and participation in NPFL will be. I don't know what the exclusionary terms of contracts will be like. But I mean, Matt, you have a better sense than I do. I mean, I think Matt was having a conversation with some people who do in Southern California where I think there were some concerns from people who are from gyms who qualify teams or people who are on those teams about towing a party line. Concerns about what you mentioned earlier about reprisal from from HQ, and a lot of people just there were a lot of people who were invited or would have made it who chose to kind of voluntarily abstain, who don't necessarily have the highest regard or opinion for what the NPFL or what they're trying to accomplish. But yeah, I don't know what that looks like or how it works.
I got a question for you, Drew. What are you looking for out of it? Why did you? I know you got chosen to go and do this down there in Los Angeles, but what are you looking to get out of it?
I don't really know. I think right now I went down and accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. My CrossFit season did not quite materialize the way that I wanted to or hoped that it would. And honestly, I looked at the NPFL Combine as a chance to kind of go and compete alongside people, compete alongside quality competition, and just kind of get a barometer of where I was this year and kind of showcase the hard work that I put in. And I still am unsure to what outcome that's going to ultimately yield. But I don't really know. I haven't really considered kind of the monetary things. I mean, from what I understand, there's some pretty lucrative contracts that are being offered to some of the more marquee athletes. It would definitely be kind of a novel concept to actually be able to monetize something that, for the past 6-7 years I've been hemorrhaging money doing. But I didn't go for the financial reasons. I really went just because I love to compete. I love the environment, and I really wanted to see. I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't content with how my season ended. I wasn't really okay with my season ending abruptly at 5 p.m. last Monday after regional submissions closed, because I know how prepared I am and how hard I worked over the past year, and I'm just happy that yesterday I was able to really showcase that. I'm very happy with how I competed, and apparently some other people took notice. So that's more where that satisfaction is.
This league in particular seems to kind of be bringing in some specialists because it has more of a team feel to it rather than individual. Do you still kind of sit on top of the, the strength? Are you still one of the stronger athletes that they have, or have they brought in some heavy hitters?
There are definitely some strong athletes. At this combine, I was at or near the top. Even though I definitely underwhelmed on some of the barbell movements. I did 20 pounds less than my PR for the front squat, still out front squat the nearest guy by 30 pounds.
Nice.
Was very, very unhappy with my snatch and still only snatched 5 pounds underneath the next guy, and my clean and jerk was just atrocious.
Were these
Matt hasn't seen me anything less than 350 in close to a year, and it just I wasn't pleased. Let's just say that.
Were these strength events done in conjunction with other things, just the way CrossFit is done?
It was actually kind of odd. It was more kind of a laid back instruction where there were 22 available drills that we could choose from, and we elected to do the drills showcased our abilities best, so we could do them in order with as many attempts as we wanted. So I did a lot of my gymnastics stuff earlier in the day, and then I saved some of my barbell work for the mid-afternoon and later in the evening.
There's a huge difference in. Go ahead. I was going to say there's a huge difference in being strong and being able to showcase your strength, as it be in a CrossFit setting or now with this professional fitness league. There's definitely a difference in going from one movement to another, back and forth. Oftentimes people are doing double unders or toes to bar, mixing in deadlifts or mixing in a squat or mixing in a front squat, something of that nature. Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, that's got to bring in a huge element into the strength phase of what you're trying to do.
It's there are pretty striking differences. I said there were a lot of guys there who are impressively strong guys with ridiculous training maxes. And that's what I love about the nature of competition is that I tend to thrive in those environments that we're talking about. They had, I think it was event 7 or race 7 where you essentially had 4 guys and 4 girls, and they had 7 minutes, and you had a series of bars from 60 pounds all the way up to 285 pounds. And you would essentially progress through these bars as quickly as possible, trying to accumulate as many pounds lifted. And, when you have to get through, 8 people, that doesn't give you a lot of time on the floor, so there's an element of strategy involved, but you have a lot of guys there, all of them who snatched 250 pounds, but, I was one of 2 guys who was able to successfully snatch 240. When you have a truncated time schedule, when you're having to lift, the bars from 65 to 240 pounds, and you have maybe a minute and change to do it, that kind of changes the calculus of things.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
guys
definitely.
kind of thrive in that scenario, and some guys tend to not do as well. Same thing, how well can you thruster 225 after doing a boatload of handstand push-ups? Some guys can do it well, and some guys don't. And I over my competitive history, I tend to be a guy who's that former category. My training maxes are variable on any given day, but in a competitive environment, when it really counts, you don't get points for the shit you hit in training.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't really matter what can you hit on that day, in that situation, on that on the platform when it counts. That's where I tend to be more capable.
All right, Drew. It was awesome having you on the show. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to plug or anything you'd like to talk
I feel like
about.
I didn't curse nearly enough. I feel like I didn't say it. Like, I feel like I was way too different. Like, fuck, shit, balls.
Oh, well, that could definitely be the next time. You have any good poop stories to share with us? Like, that's usually the majority of the things that get talked about on the show is either dick or poop.
Do I have any, interesting stories?
Poop.
Should I?
Poop stories.
Were we propositioned for a foursome last night, man? Weren't? Okay, well, that would have been a cool story.
Yeah. What's that story with the sheep?
We weren't, though. That was a fairly made-up thing.
Anyway, it was awesome having you on the show, and we will have you on again shortly. We'll bring you in-house here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, good luck. Keep kicking ass. We're huge fans of you over here at Super Training, and you got our support, that's for sure.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. I'm going to come down on Tuesday here upcoming.
Son of a bitch. This Tuesday? As in tomorrow?
No, I said upcoming.
Oh.
Okay.
The following Tuesday.
I hate to take you right to the precipice and back you off like that, but
Well, you're always welcome here. Just hit me up with a text and let me know when you want to come in, and we'll get some training in.
Go through, guys. All right, guys.
All right,
good luck.
Drew. Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Bye.
All right, thanks, guys.
Should explain to our audio audience that Silent Mike has had to step aside to train.
He's doing some personal training. He's
a
actually
client who is
training
more jacked than he is.
Yeah, he's training
and more
a client
tan.
who's got his arms are at least 3 inches of circumference bigger than Silent Mike's. I don't know why.
Bigger than Silent Mike's
why
head.
He came to Silent Mike to have him train him, but anyway, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, we that was Drew Canavero. Is that the right?
Canavero.
I don't know if I know how to say it the right way. I'm horrible with names. But yeah, Drew's a machine. He squatted 555 without any wraps or anything like that at a CrossFit event that we went to recently. I think the next closest squat to that might have been 465.
Something like that, yeah.
He just strong
dominated.
dude. He's got he's a real powerful athlete. He comes here at Super Training every once in a while, maybe about once a month or so, and gets after it with some training with Ben Alderman and Blair Morrison. Some of these guys, they fall off the face of the earth for a little bit as they prepare for the Open and regionals and so on. But I usually have those guys for about 6 months out of the year. And Drew is always a pleasure to train. He's a hard-working son bitch. And he's a guy who has a lot of fun in training.
Yeah, and he's someone who is just stronger than the average CrossFitter. I mean, I think that he was sort of hinting around at that a little bit, and all of us try to get him to step into a powerlifting meet at some point just to kind of prove that. But
he'd be an outstanding powerlifter. I think in his first meet he could go out, and it's easier said than done, but I think in his first meet, if he chucked on some knee wraps, he would be right around a 600-pound squat.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
At about 198 pounds, I think. I'm not sure what the hell he weighs. Hard to tell. He's got tree trunk legs, but he's real fucking short. So I don't know what he weighs. Probably
Short,
about 200 pounds.
Thick. Yeah, between, I think, 200, 210, something like that.
Built a little bit like Ramos.
Yeah.
Something like that. Not a ton of weight in his upper body.
He, I think he may be the kind of guy who could excel in this other league. I think where CrossFit, I think, sometimes frustrates him because he doesn't perform the way he thinks that he could.
CrossFit's extremely difficult. You almost need a specific body type to really
and
be
I think that body type is probably, a little taller and less bulky.
Yeah, less junk in the trunk.
Yeah, less junk in the trunk. He's strong as shit, and
think about it. He's almost too bottom heavy to really be able to perform all the gymnastics moves and some of the. I know that he's proficient at those, but still, to a certain extent, we had Sam Briggs here. Sam Briggs's thigh was the same size as Lindsay Venezuela, her calf. So it gives you, and she's cream of the crop. She's the best of the best. So it gives you an idea of the type of athlete that a CrossFitter is probably going to end up being. It's probably going to be somebody who's going to be more on the slimmer side rather than somebody who's more on the thick side.
And very lean.
We just have to bring in Dick Lickerson in here one more time. Yes, he's got to answer a quick question before we drop off. We hope the podcast hasn't been too long and too agonizing. So I posted up a picture of a quote that's on the wall here at Super Training. It says, "A violent attack today is better than a well-planned attack tomorrow." And I asked some people, where that quote came from. I thought I knew where that quote came from, but apparently I'm just a fountain of misinformation, and we have somebody who's much more informative than myself, and he will speak upon that right now.
It's not that I claim to be so informed, it's that I'm just so smart. The quote that's on the wall, which is a brilliant quote, which is, "A violent attack today is better than a well-planned attack tomorrow," Mark, as you claimed yesterday on the Instagrams, supposedly came from George S. Patton, great general of American history. It actually comes from Sun Tzu, who's a Chinese general and strategist who was even
out of the art of war,
out of this time. But if you all want to look that up, it's kind of hard to find, but it's out there. Read The Art of War. It's a great book.
It's page 1957 of The Art of War. That's the page you're going to want to look for. It's at the very bottom right-hand corner, 1957, bottom right-hand corner. What was that name again?
Sun Tzu.
Doesn't that sound really good? Like, I would order that at a Chinese restaurant. I totally would be down for that.
I'm starving right now. You're killing me.
So
with that.
We're about to drop off. Mr. Nickerson, can you give anybody some delicious treats that are out there nowadays, either from fast food or some delicious candy or Talente that you tried recently?
Right now, I am diabetic.
Oh, my God.
So no sweets for me, but I would probably recommend some of the Talente ice cream bars that they put out. They're chocolate dipped, and they come on a stick. So, I mean, if you're really fat like me and you don't want to use a spoon and open up a can, hey, all you have to do is unwrap some ice creams.
Talente chocolate bars, they will give you diabetes. You heard it here live on the PowerCast.
Thank you, Talente.
Thank you, Dick Lickerson, for being a part of this. And I'm at Mark Smelly Bell on the Instagrams. May all your shits be tapered. And Jim McD has some stuff to say.
Follow us on Twitter at STJimSack. Like us on Facebook /SuperTrainingGym. I'm Jim McD, STTV, everywhere that I would want you to find me. And Silent Mike is Silent Mike with 2 Ks everywhere that you would want to find him. Thanks, everybody, and may all your shits be tapered. Good night.
Subscribe to Power Magazine at thepowermagazine.com. If you choose the digital edition, you can catch up on all the great back issues, take your training to the next level with Slingshot products at howmuchyoubench.net, and look for BSN products including NO Explode at bodybuilding.com. Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of supertraining.tv.